Hello, everybody. Welcome again to Ivy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
It's that time of the month. We have the vocabulary test for you. Number 1. To make sure his measurements were blank, David performed repeated checks until he felt confident they were correct. Your choices are A, sacred, B, tender, C, precise, D, flexible. Well, David is maybe an engineer or someone who works with wood or metal, and he is often measuring the materials that he's using. And he performed repeated checks. He measured and then remeasured and maybe a third time until he was confident, until he was sure his measurements were spot on, as the British would say, were accurate or correct. Well, our choices, sacred, tender, precise, and flexible, only C, precise, has the same meaning as accurate. The measurements were exactly what he needed or wanted, and so then he could feel confident to go ahead and do the next step of his building something. So if precise, C, is our answer, the sentence would be, to make sure his measurements were precise, David performed repeated checks until he felt confident they were correct.
好，所以题目是说 to make sure 为了要确保它的 measurements 它量出来的这个数据呢是怎么样，我们选 C, precise, 精确的。为了要确保它的量出来数据是很精确的，测量结果是很精确的，为了要达到这个目标呢 David 怎么样 performed 他执行或者进行了 repeated 重复的 checks 检查或者查验 until 一直到He felt confident, 他很有信心 that they were correct, 就这些测量结果是正确的，所以我们答案选 precise, C. 那 A 选项 sacred 是神圣的， B, tender 温柔的，第4个选项 flexible 是可变动的，那意思放在这里都不同。
Okay, number 2. The secret agent suffered several hours of blank, both physical and psychological, as the enemy government tried to extract information from him.So there's a government trying to get information from a prisoner. Now, the agent suffered several hours of something. And I just want to say kudos to the writers of this because all of our 4 choices are things you can suffer several hours of. You can suffer several hours of rehearsal where you're practicing over and over and over again for a performance. Of course, not our answer. You can suffer several hours of confession.Maybe your friend is telling me about everything that they've ever done, and you're like, I'm kind of done with this. But again, that's not our answer. You can suffer several hours of flattery. Imagine a bunch of people just coming up and telling you how amazing you are, and you know it's fake. That would also be a kind of torture. But flattery is not our answer, and torture is, because that is what you do to extract information from people. But also, that is how you extract fake information from people. It has been scientifically proven that information extracted under torture is useless. So don't do that, actually. Letter D is our answer to number 2. The secret agent suffered several hours of torture, both physical and psychological, as the enemy government tried to extract information from him and failed in their objective because torture doesn't work.
好，所以呢，题目说 the secret agent 这个特务人员 suffered 是忍受或者承受，所以通常后面是个负面的东西。他忍受了几个小时的 several hours of 什么东西？那我们要选项要选哪一个呢？我们先把句子看完。空格后面那个字呢 both physical and psychological 是肉体上的跟精神上的，这是很重要的线索。那 as the enemy government 这个敌方的政府 tried to 想办法要 extract information 这 extract 这个字呢是从它这个是套取或者获取 information 是情报 extract 这个字本来是拔牙的，它不是本来，它可以表示拔牙齿那个动作，所以 ex 是 out， 那个 tract 是 draw 是拉的意思 draw， 所以就强行取得或者抽取的意思，所以 extract information from him 就是要从他身上获得情报，而且是强行获得情报。那我们要选什么呢？ A 选项 rehearsal 是排练或者是排演，那 B 选项呢是 confession 是供认招认或者是这个坦白， C flattery 是奉承或者是恭维啊。那就像 Angela 老师讲的，其实我们如果要讲说忍受了好几个小时的排演，或者忍受好几个小时别人跟你坦白，或者忍受好几个小时别人在恭维你，都是可能的。但是呢，如果我们看到后面他说 both physical and psychological， 那肉体跟精神的，那这样子 confession, flattery 跟 rehearsal 大概都不太可能，因为那个大概不太可能，又是肉体又是精神。rehearsal 当然也有可能了，但另外一个重要线索就是敌方政府是要想办法从他身上获得情报，所以显然一定是要正确答案是 torture， 要折磨他好几个小时，目的是要获得情报。不过刚刚 Angela 老师讲，通常科学已经证明了，通常折磨的情况之下供出来的东西通常都不可靠的，所以这不是很聪明的办法。
Number 3, the reckless driver blank himself and everyone else by speeding down the crowded street in rush hour traffic.Well, that is reckless. That means you don't care, you don't pay any attention to safety or manners when you are driving. And he doesn't care if he's going to get hurt or hurt someone else because he's speeding down a crowded street. He's driving very fast along a street that has lots and lots of people and bicycles and motorcycles on it because this is rush hour traffic.Say 5 to 7 o'clock in the afternoon, or maybe 7 to 9 in the morning. Those are 2 times of rush hour traffic. So what about our reckless driver? Is he amplified, endangered, restrained, or formulated? Well, this is a dangerous situation, right? So B is starting to look really good.Because if you endanger, you put someone in danger. We say to endanger someone. You don't amplify. That means to make yourself larger, if that's possible. If he restrained himself, that would be good, because then he wouldn't be speeding. And formulated doesn't make any sense here at all. So, choose B. The reckless driver endangered himself and everyone else.By speeding down the crowded street in rush hour traffic.
好 reckless 就是鲁莽的，这个很鲁莽的，做事不计后果的，叫做 reckless。这个很鲁莽又做事情不计后果的这一位 driver 怎么样呢？我们选的是 endangered himself and everyone else。这个 endanger 就是使处于险境，也就是危害。他让他自己还有每一个人，其他的每一个人都处于险境。他怎么做的呢？他是透过 speeding 超速 down the crowded street， 在拥挤的街道一路下去，就是超速，在一个拥挤的街道上超速，而且是什么时候呢？是在 rush hour traffic， 就是在尖峰时刻的交通，也就是在交通尖峰时刻。所以在交通尖峰时刻拥挤的街道上面，他一路超速，那这是一个 reckless driver， 那他就因此 endangered himself and everyone else。 好，那其他选项 A 选项 amplified 是扩大或者放大，尤其是把声音扩大扩音，不对。 C restrained 是制止或者遏制或者限制或者控制，放在这个句子也不对。那 D formulated 是制定或者规划，我们常常讲 to formulate a new plan， 但放在这里也没有意义，讲不通，所以我们要选的是 endangered。
Number 4, a lack of appropriate maintenance, that is taking care of something, can blank the lifespan of electronic devices. So we're doing something to how long the electronic devices last, resulting in potential malfunctions, so resulting in potentially problems happening, and reduced performance over time. It means it will work less well and for a shorter time. So we're talking about something is going down at least. We're doing something to the lifespan, and we're probably reducing the lifespan. Let's see what we've got. We've got conceal, diminish, prolong, and stimulate. Well, diminish means reduce or to make smaller or to make less good, so let's choose B. A lack of appropriate maintenance can diminish the lifespan of electronic devices, resulting in potential malfunctions and reduced performance over time.
好，所以 a lack of appropriate maintenance 就是缺少适当的 appropriate maintenance 是维修，所以缺乏适当的维修这样一件事情呢，可能会我们要选的是 B diminish 就是 reduce 或者 lessen L-E-S-S-E-N 或者减少或者缩短 the lifespan of 就是什么东西的使用年限，那各位把它一起学起来 diminish the lifespan of 它减少什么东西的使用年限呢？ electronic devices 电子装置，所以你缺乏适当的维修会使得电子装置的这个寿命会减少，那 resulting in 就是会造成 potential malfunctions，potential 是潜在的 malfunction 是故障， 同时呢，它会 resulting in， 它会造成什么？造成 reduced performance。 reduced 是已经下降的， performance 是性能，也就是它会造成性能下降。 over time 就是随着时间逐渐的过去，那它性能会下降，所以是不好的。好，我们看选项呢，这个其他选项 conceal A 这个选项 conceal 是隐藏或者是隐匿，这个你不会隐藏或者隐匿一个 lifespan， 很奇怪。那 C 是 prolong 是延长，那你缺乏维修还能延长它使用年限，这不合逻辑，所以 C 也不对。D stimulate 是刺激使用年限，中文英文都讲不通，所以这个答案也不对。
Number 5. Following a long and fierce battle, the general had no choice but to signal a blank to the victorious army. So there's a fierce battle. This is war. We have two sides. On one side, there is a general who isn't doing very well because he has no choice but to signal a blank to the victorious army. If you're victorious, you're winning. Well, this general isn't the general that's in our sentence. So he'll signal what? A surrender, B, a sacrifice, C, a promotion, or D, a privilege. Clearly, the word we want here is A. Surrender is you give up. You will stop fighting because you don't want more of your own army to die. And maybe if you stop, the other side, the victorious army, may treat you better rather than fighting to the last man. So choose A. Following a long and fierce battle, the general had no choice but to signal a surrender to the victorious army.
好 following 在这里就是 after 的意思。在一个 a long and fierce battle 之后， long 是时间很长， fierce 是很激烈，所以经过长时间的激战之后呢，这一位将军 had no choice but to 就是别无选择，只能怎么样呢？只能注意那个 to 后面接的是原形动词，他们别无选择，只能 signal 发出一个信号。什么信号呢？这个信号是 to the 是发给这个 victorious army， 是得胜的部队所以显然不是他自己得胜了，因为他毫无选择嘛，所以他要发什么给得胜的部队呢？我们看 A 选项 surrender， 这个是正确答案。 signal a surrender to 就是他表示他要投降了的意思，这是正确答案。那 B sacrifice 是牺牲，那 C promotion 是升职。第四个选项 privilege 是特权，所以都不对，我们选 A surrender。
Number 6. After years of dedication, so after a long time of really applying herself, the artist's distinctive style started to blank. So something about what makes the artist started to, I'm going to say, show up or come out, and eventually captured the attention of art enthusiasts and critics. So eventually people who are the deciders of the art world started to notice her. So what was the blank? Her style started to what? Overturn? Turn over? Her style started to vanish? It started to go away? Her style started to emerge. Well, this is probably the one. It's happening. It's coming through. It's becoming visible. The last one, collide. You'd have to say collide with what, so it doesn't work no matter what. So choose C. After years of dedication, the artist's distinctive style started to emerge and eventually captured the attention of art enthusiasts and critics.
好，所以 after years of dedication 就经过多年的投入，专心投入之后呢，这位艺术家他的 distinctive style 他独特的风格开始怎么样呢？我们要选 C emerge 开始显现。 emerge 这个字本来是浮现或者显露出来的意思，然后呢 eventually 他终于 captured the attention of 终于吸引了抓住了 captured the attention of 他吸引了谁的注意力呢？ art enthusiasts。 这个 art enthusiasts 就是对于艺术的热衷者或者爱好者，那同时他也 captured the attention of critics 的，也得到了批评家的注意所以我们要选的是 emerge。 那 A 选项 overturn 是打翻或者翻倒 turn over， 这个不对。 B vanish 是消失的意思，这个也不对。 D collide 是相撞或者撞击，放在这个句子里面也不对，所以我们选 C emerge。
Number 7. On weekends, Sally likes walking blank in the park to unwind and enjoy the beauty of nature. So, like many people, on weekends or even during the week, if the weather permits, if the weather is good, Sally and a lot of other people like walking blank in the park to unwind, to release pressure from their busy day of work, and enjoy the beauty of nature, because that's what parks provide us. So, does she like walking gratefully, punctually, fluently, or leisurely? Well, she may be grateful to walk, but we can't be sure of that. Punctually is almost the opposite idea. Punctually is according to time, and if I have 30 minutes to walk and then I must be home, that's not much fun, and you can't unwind if that's the case. You can't relax. We can't walk fluently. You can walk quickly or well, but not fluently. Leisurely. That means you walk when you want to. You can speed up or slow down, take it easy. That fits perfectly here. On weekends, Sally likes walking leisurely in the park to unwind and enjoy the beauty of nature.
好，所以 on weekends 就在周末的时候呢，不止一个周末，就是在周末的时候 Sally 喜欢 walking， 怎么样的 walking 呢？我们选 leisurely 悠闲的，她很喜欢悠闲的走路散步 in the park， 在公园里面悠闲的走路散步，目的是要 unwind， 就是要放松心情，放松自己，同时要能够，它的目的也是要 to enjoy the beauty of nature， 享受大自然的美。好，那我们看看其他选项 A gratefully 是心怀感激的，散步就散步，不用心怀感激啦。那 B punctually 是准时的散步，听起来就不是一个非常轻松的状况，所以这个也不对。而且英文也不会这样讲。那 C fluently 英文也不会说这个走路流利的走路，因为 fluently 是流利的，所以这个副词也不对，我们选 leisurely。
Okay, number 8. Both regular exercise and a balanced diet are blank for retaining and enhancing one's overall health. So doing these things, which everyone knows are good for you, are something for retaining, which means keeping or maintaining, and enhancing, which means making better. What? Making your health better. So what are these things for? They're somehow for making your health better. So which one means better? We've got beneficial, we've got tentative, we've got dependent, and we've got manageable. Ooh, manageable kind of works, but beneficial works much better. So choose A. Both regular exercise and a balanced diet are beneficial for retaining and enhancing one's overall health.
好 regular exercise 就是规律的运动，然后呢 a balanced diet 均衡的饮食，这两个都是怎么样？我们看 are beneficial for 就是对什么是有益的，我们选 A beneficial 有益的。对什么有益呢？对 retaining 就是保持，还有 enhancing 就是增强或者改善一个人的 overall 他整体的 health， 所以这都对健康有帮助。那这个句子用的一些字都很棒，各位可以注意一下。那正确答案是 A beneficial。 B 选项 tentative 是试探性的暂时性的这个不对。 C dependent 是依赖的，这个也不对。 D manageable 是可以处理的，可以应付的，这也不太对，所以我们要选 A beneficial。
Number 9. In the face of the accusation of blank, the mayor denied any involvement and asserted his innocence immediately. In the face of, someone has encountered or met an accusation or charge by someone. This is not charging a credit card. This is saying what another person did was illegal, and that other person here is the mayor, the leader of a city. He denied any involvement. He refused to admit or to even suggest that he was guilty. He asserted his innocence. That means I'm not guilty. I'm innocent. Immediately, as soon as he was accused. So what we want to know is the accusation of what? Well, it must be some kind of crime to do something so bad that you have to assert or maintain your innocence right away. So we have A, distribution, B, anticipation, C, corruption, D, exaggeration. Well, the only one that means a crime is C, corruption. In the face of the accusation of corruption, the mayor denied any involvement and asserted his innocence immediately.
In the face of 就是面对 the accusation of 就是什么东西的控诉，既然是控诉或者控告，那一定是犯法或者不好的事情，所以我们选 C corruption 就是贪污，所以他面对贪污的指控叫做 in the face of the accusation of corruption。 那这位市长呢 denied 他否认 any involvement 否认有任何的牵连，否认有任何的涉入不法，叫做 denied any involvement。 然后呢他 asserted his innocence。 assert 本来是 to state or express 的意思，但在这里是 insist upon， 他坚称，中文可以翻成坚称 asserted his innocence 就是他坚称自己无辜。 immediately 他立刻就坚称自己无辜，所以这个很糟糕，他立刻否认，立刻坚称自己无辜。好，那我们看到 A distribution 分配，这个不对。 B anticipation 是预期，这个也不对。那 C corruption 是正确答案，贪污。 D exaggeration 是夸张，所以 A, B 跟 D 大概都没有到受到控告的这个程度，这不是什么可以控告的事情，所以我们正确答案选 corruption。
And number 10, due to the blank level of high unemployment, concerns about the overall economic stability and well-being of the local community have increased. So we've got a something level of high unemployment. High unemployment means lots and lots of people are out of work. And so there's concerns, there's worries about how stable our economy is and how well our local community is doing. So what kind of level of high unemployment do we have? Is it a fabulous level? Just great. Is it a persistent level? It continues to be high for a long period of time. I'm going to tell you that's the answer. Then we have C, spontaneous. The spontaneous level of high employment. It just happened. We don't know why. It has nothing to do with anything. Or competent level. Can you have a competent level of high unemployment? There's so many questions I have. It's like poetic in its not happeningness. Okay, choose B. Due to the persistent level of high unemployment, concerns about the overall economic stability and well-being of the local community have increased.
好 due to 由于什么样的 level， 那我们要选的是 persistent， 就是持续不退的。那因为这是不好的事情，所以我们讲 the persistent level of high unemployment 高失业率。所以由于持续不退的高失业率 concerns about something， 那它的动词是 have increased， 所以是 concerns about something have increased， 就是对于什么的担忧更加增加了。好，所以对于什么的担忧呢？对于那个 the overall 整体的economic stability 是经济稳定，还有呢 well-being 就是好或者福祉 of the local community 就是当地的社区。好，所以对于当地社区的整体经济稳定和福祉呢，越来越多的担忧，叫做 concerns about the overall economic stability and well-being of the local community have increased。 所以答案要选的是 persistent。 那我们看到其他选项 A fabulous 是很棒的， very good excellent， 那这高失业率不可能是棒的，所以 A 不对。 Spontaneous 是自发的 self-generated， 它不是事先安排的，那这个字很好，但也不是我们要的答案。 D competent 是能干的 capable 的意思，这个字也不会用来修饰 level， 所以这些字都不对，我们选的是 persistent。
Well, that's it for today's vocabulary test. Once a month we do this with you. Hope you learned something and enjoyed the program too. Until our next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.